the number 3 ranked lightweight contender in the world at 155 pounds, 17-time UFC winner, if my research is accurate. The great Dustin Poirier now joins us live. What's up, man?
What's happening, brother?
I see that South Florida sun beaming down. You're in South Florida right now, is that right?
I am, man. Finishing up training camp here in Coconut Creek. It's a beautiful day. We've been having a lot of rainy days, but today's nice.
Yeah, we're probably only a few miles apart right now. We probably could have done this in person, I guess, at a different climate. So we haven't seen you, of course, since that unification bout with Khabib Nurmagomedov last September. From your body and your mind and an overall standpoint, how have the last several months been away from that active competition?
You know, John, this is the longest time that I've had since my first fight in mixed martial arts. You know, this is the longest layoff I've ever had. Obviously, coming short in the title unification fight and then having a hip surgery really sidelined me. But you know, I've been working back to where I need to be, and I'm here now. I'm ready. I'm feeling good, healthy, and I just can't wait to get back out there in front of you guys.
Yeah, a lot of people forget how quick a turn it was after the Max Holloway fight, and I think even some close to you maybe wondered aloud why you weren't given more time for that unification bout. But of course, that was the circumstance, and the circumstance now is COVID-19 and the quarantine and everything else. I know you're a father first. Your daughter's a pretty good age, I guess, for the quarantine, but from a parenting standpoint, how have the last few months or so been for you?
It's tough. She's almost 4 years old. We've always have something planned for her every day, going somewhere, doing something. So her being stuck in the house, she's not used to that. You know, we have to keep her busy. It's been keeping us full time. I mean, being a parent is full time, I know, but it's been even more so because every day we're stuck in the house with her, and we can't go to the park. We can't bring her. Right. You know, as things are opening up, it's gonna get a little bit easier for us, but we still have to be real cautious. You know.
That's smart, though. Just throw something on the calendar and hope it sticks and try to fill up the days as best you can. So obviously your calendar is full. The main event, if you don't know.
Yeah, a lot of.
So
I was saying a lot of family movie time, a lot of coloring books, a lot of book reading, but it's good, man. Being a father is great.
Yeah, dude, just knocking those hours off the clock. I'm living that world too. So, well, if you don't know, the main event for UFC Fight Night, June 27th in Las Vegas, Dustin Poirier against Dan Hooker. You can see it on ESPN and ESPN Plus. So in terms of the preparation, I know you got the Boca Boxing District, your American Top Team people, and I guess at the elite levels, your inner circle is still there. But what has it been like preparing for a 5-round fight with this global pandemic backdrop?
Man, I don't know when's the last time I had a 3-round fight, so this is just another fight for me.
Right.
The training, luckily for me, man, American Top Team is so big. There's dorms where guys live full time there, so there's always lots of bodies in the gym. I've had very high-level guys since May 1st, since I came out here to start preparing. I didn't have the fight locked down with Dan, but I knew something was coming, and that's why I just came out here May 1st and started working, man. And it's been almost 8 weeks of solid work. It feels good. I'm great. I'm ready to go.
So the initial reports were maybe May 16th in San Diego. Not that you had 6 additional weeks per se, but in terms of the calendar, does this align better for you in late June than maybe mid-May would have?
Yeah, for sure, because we were mandatory quarantined. You know, I couldn't get the work that I needed. As things got loose and things started to open up, and I was able to travel to Florida. Because there was a ban, you know, Texas and Florida banned Louisiana travel. If you came in from Louisiana, because they had a big outbreak in New Orleans. If you came in from Louisiana, you had to do a mandatory 2-week quarantine. So if I would have been fighting that date and rushed back over here, I would have been stuck in the house for it would have been too short. So things worked out the way they're supposed to.
So in terms of San Diego versus Las Vegas, obviously the difference in some part will be that there will be no crowd, but you're also going to be fighting in a 25-foot octagon versus a 30-footer. And I don't know if you or Mike Brown or American Top Team coaches have given that much thought, but to my amateur eyes, it looks like a different sport. It looks like it favors the grappler. It feels like there's more clinching. Have you given the octagon size any thought over the last 6 or 8 weeks?
Me and Mike were just talking about that. He cornered Amanda Nunes and came back and said, it's a big difference. It's like the old WEC cage. And, I want to fight. This is, there's a lot of finishes happening in these small cage,
Right.
And I'm coming to finish this guy, and I'm coming to fight.
So in terms of the matchup, in terms of the particulars, he's got 3 inches in reach, couple inches in height. But at this point, with 23 UFC fights, you've seen every style, every body type. Is there anything that jumps off the film that Dan Hooker does particularly well?
I think he's a very patient fighter. He listens to his corner well. I'm not sure if they're game planning or whatnot, but he seems very patient and strategic when he's in there. So I'm expecting a very smart, intelligent fighter. And that's it. Like you said, it's just another fight. He's long, rangy, likes to stay on the outside, dangerous knees, a great guillotine. He does a few things very well, but I do everything, well. And I'm coming in there to win by any means.
So in terms of the rest of 2020 and beyond, there are going to be a lot of big fights out there for you, whether you beat Dan Hooker or not. People call your name. You're the former interim champion. You're a legend in my mind. But in terms of your appetite for fights against Conor McGregor or Nate Diaz, for you, is the lone focus still the undisputed belt, or are all options sort of at your disposal at this point in time, at least in your mind?
There's a lot of things out there that would be fun and do make sense and would be great fights for the fans. And I appreciate what you said about me as well. But right now, I can't even think about those things. I have to be focused on 25 minutes with Dan Hooker. If I don't focus on that, I'm disrespecting the art of what I need to do here in a couple weeks. And I just can't do that. This is a dangerous guy who's a top 5 fighter for a reason. And we'll see what happens after this fight. I'm going to get my hand raised June 27th. And then we'll see if those big fights are there, or if I'm climbing up the ladder to the next ranked opponent, or whatever the UFC wants to do. But as far as right now, I know I signed across the contract from Dan Hooker, and that's all I'm focused on, is being my best, putting together a complete performance June 27th, man.
All right, last thing before I let you fly. I know you and Justin Gaethje both have been sort of dismissive of this UFC interim lightweight championship belt that is going to be at your house for the rest of your life. I'm wondering now, having some time removed from that win over Max Holloway, if you can look up and see that belt at home and draw any inspiration or good feelings from it. I know it's not the ultimate prize, but do you, at least at this point, are you at least able to sort of acknowledge that accomplishment?
Oh, 100%, man. I'm not dismissive of it at all. It's a piece of the world title. It's a representation of the guys that I had to go through to get to that point. It's a representation of the work that I put in from an amateur fighter, the things that I've sacrificed my whole life and career, and my wife has sacrificed with me. That is more than just an interim belt to me. That's something my family, me and my wife, hold dearly, because we knew the road it took to get there. And it's a piece of the story. It's a chapter of the story. The story's not done yet. We're writing it right now, man.
That's right, my man.
But I do hold that belt up very high. I'm very proud of it.
I'm happy to hear you say that. And it's one of those shiny new ones. DC's got 8 belts at home, but he doesn't have any of those shiny new ones. So.
And I'll tell you what, his home isn't in Lafayette, Louisiana, like mine is. So wherever those 8 ones are, they're not in Lafayette, Louisiana.
That's right. A perfect way on which to close from the true king of Lafayette, Louisiana. Dustin Poirier will be the last man to walk June 27. You can see him face Dan Hooker in the main event. It's live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Appreciate your time today, my man, and look forward to seeing you from 6 feet away in Vegas in a few weeks, man. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.